A big welcome back to Zwartkops, ladies and gents, for the Winter Challenge and second heat now of the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. Looking forward to all the action that's going to be happening. We saw some great action in the first heat and expecting more of the same now as we get into the second race that we're covering here via our live stream courtesy of ILEB and True Race, and going out on the Voice of Choice as well as on BMW Car Club Racing Series' Facebook page. Join us a bit later on today. Of course, we will also be going live for the 4-hour Backdraft 400, the 4-hour that's happening here in the South African Endurance Championship. And that'll be, of course, the first round of that championship for 2020. Here at Zwartkops, as you can see in the background, if you joined us for the very first time, it is the first time that we've gone racing since lockdown. So there's a bit of work still to be done, and as you can see, it's not quite the same look and feel as what it would be when you've got a big crowd as you would normally have here at Zwartkops. So hopefully we'll be back up and running soon, and as soon as International Motorsport allows spectators to come and join us, well, hopefully we can get all those spectators that are watching on our live stream to come and join us as well. Let's see what's going to happen now as they go into the start procedure. Remember, it's a rolling start, so it's basically one lap behind the safety car. And that, of course, is the magnificent Toyota 86, courtesy of Pretoria Noord Toyota, long-time supporters here of the Zwartkops International Raceway. We had some great footage in the first one, and as you can see here, we're going to try and give you as much footage as we can of race number 2. We do have a couple of cameras around the circuit now, and as soon as those cameras are up and running, we'll be basically up and running as well. You can see here heading into turn 2. Got a bit of work to be done now. And you can see Andreas Meyer, who finished up first overall in heat number 1, starting from third place on the grid now, and looking for a chance to come through to possibly make it a double on the day. We've just seen Jeff Kruger go and do that. Kruger taking a double victory here on the day so far in the Lotus Challenge for Universal Motorsport and the Universal Team Red Racing. So it's Oz Bagioni, man who had problems in the first one, who is on pole. Carlo Garbini alongside him as they're going to be heading up towards turn 4. Then you can see behind that it is Andreas Meyer, Jan Everstein. Those are the top 2 contenders from heat number 1. Behind them you can see Rob Gearing, and Rob Gearing looking for a better outing than he had in the first one. He also had some issues and had to come from the back of the field. Finished up eventually just outside the top 10. And then it's Neil Reynolds, Renia Smith, Troy Cochran, Salvi Gutteri in 10th place, looking for a chance to possibly get back up into top 5, where we finished up in the first heat. So a little bit of work to be done there. 5 positions to be made up if you want to stay in that top 5 running for overall for the day. As you can see, everybody with masks on, which is good, and as much as possible, the social distancing happening. Teams are allowed, I think, 14 people in their pit crew to help out for the day, and that's basically the only people that are here. There are no people in the grandstands, no spectators whatsoever, other than the people that we're catching around the world here on our live stream. So coming down towards the final corner, we'll expect to hear the siren go off as the Pretoria Noord Toyota pulls into pit lane. As soon as that happens, it will then be up to Oz Bagioni to set the pace as they head down towards turn 1, Compendium Insurance corner. There we go. Bagioni and Garbini on the front row. Here we go. Let's see if they can get a whole shot. You can see holding it until those lights go out, then drop the hammer. And down towards turn 1 they go. It is Garbini. Looks like he's got the whole shot and dive through on the inside of Bagioni. Bagioni already under a bit of pressure there from Andreas Meyer. Andreas Meyer looking for a chance now to squeeze through as they get up. In fact, he goes around the high side and a long way around turn 2 there for the original touring car there of Dion Joubert as he heads now with the number 1 plate from last year into turn 3. Up onto that back straightaway now for the first time. It is Garbini from Meyer. Meyer putting the pressure on right from the word go, looking for a chance now to see if we can keep it all together. Very tight stuff there. Just behind that, starting to heat up as well, as you can see, as they go down towards turn 4. Turn 4, a little bit of a change up as well between contenders from the first heat. Great to see that Matthew Wadley and Varish Gunpat still going at it further back. Even from that is Manny Ribera and Bertie Rietveld and Nicholas van Zyl in that one too, with Van Son just behind them. Out of our sights now and heading up towards the top of the hill. Head up towards Mercedes-Benz Driving Academy. Advanced Driving Academy has been working in the new level 3 lockdown. So it's good to see that Clint and Natalie and the whole team have been able to get onto track. It's Mercedes-Benz we're talking about, but BMWs that are lighting up the circuit at the moment as they go down towards turn 1. Whew, brilliant stuff there. Big look from Andreas Meyer into turn 1, but couldn't quite make it stick. So a little bit of maneuvering to be happening there. Let's see whether or not it's going to change things up as they get up into turn 2. No, it stays the same. No changes there at all. Beg your pardon, it looks like it might possibly be a bit of a harder task here for Andreas Meyer to find his way to the front. No worries for Garbini. Garbini hangs on for now. He's got Meyer on his tail, then it's Everstein. Behind Everstein, Baccioni. Neil Reynolds now under a bit of pressure, and Reynolds beating the pressure from Rob Gearing and from Cotwell. In fact, Ian Cotwell has squeezed through there ever so slightly. So Cotwell just making his way up. And I think he might be ahead there of Gearing and Reynolds. It might have just changed up ever so slightly. We'll wait and see on confirmation as they come through. Further back from that, you can see Salvi Gutteri with Matt Wadley and Manny Ribeiro having a bit of a fight. It's 11, 12, and 13th place we're talking about there. So as they come into the thick of it right now, Mr. Maharaj has joined us in the commentary booth here, sporting his favourite team's cap. Heading down towards turn 1 again. Meyer hangs on. Onto the back end. Carlo Garbini, though, is the leader and has not been better. Oh, there's a great move down into turn 1. Lovely stuff. And I think Reynolds might have squeezed through there. Reynolds might have just got through. No, in fact, it's not Reynolds we're not looking at. Slightly different maneuvering happening there. And you can see a chopping and changing between those drivers. Oh, and Gearing returns the favour. So Rob Gearing in a bit of a fight there. And a proper good fight happening there for about 6th, 7th, and 8th place. Onto the back straight they come. There it is, the one we're talking about. Gearing now ahead of Cochrane. Cochrane, pressure being applied there by Salvi Gutteri. So a little bit of fights all the way through this pack, which is great to see. And exactly what happens in the BMW Car Club Racing Series. Proudly brought to you, of course, by Bridgestone Tyres, South Africa. Further back in the field, the Uber wagon there, the Uber Bucky making its way down. Of course, the big Avant BMW. Heading into turn number 4. Colin Van Son and Manny Ribeiro piloting those two cars. Still no change for the lead. Garbini hangs on, and there's no answer just yet from Andreas Meyer. Everstein still in 3rd, closing slightly. Top 3 into the 109s. Behind them, it's Cotwell. Cotwell brings along now a change-up. A bit of a change-up there. Rob Gearing's dropped back ever so slightly. So it looks like Cochrane might have squeezed through. Gearing dropping back. Front and back straight as they come through. In almost Metro Police colours there. Diving on the inside. Yeah, good move. Squeezes out, and Rainier Smith has made his way up. 1 position there. So a little bit of chopping and changing. In fact, Neil Reynolds, I beg your pardon, Neil Reynolds, not Rainier Smith. So Neil Reynolds and Smith trying to close down on Cotwell. Baccioni all on his own in 4th. Not able to quite bridge the gap there onto Everstein and Meyer. And Andreas Meyer having it. Oh, he's up to the front. About to say, Andreas Meyer has eventually got to the front. And now gets up into the lead of the race ahead of Garbini. So Carlo Garbini's had a chance to run at the front end, but he hasn't quite been able to keep it all together. The 235 going through there, that's Ian Cotwell. And then the battle between Reynolds, Smith, and Cochrane. Meyer out front and disappearing now. Maybe he's just playing around there a little bit. Hanging on for a little while behind the back end of Carlo Garbini. But it looks like he had a lot in hand that he could play with. And has now got away. Neil Reynolds with Cochrane on his tail. In fact, that's not Cochrane, that's Salvi Gutteri. Cochrane's dropped back into the clutches of Gearing. So Rob Gearing and Cochrane going at it. And you can see Reynolds and Gutteri now having to fight it out. Salvi Gutteri just behind Neil Reynolds. Here comes the leader one more time. Now starting to come into the back markers. So with that big diffuser on the back end of that car now, Andreas Meyer, 108.0. A 110 dead from Garbini and a 19275 from Jan Everstein. So Everstein could possibly be the man to watch out for here in the closing stages. Everstein now closed right on the back end of Garbini. And Garbini, very lucky to get on the inside of the back marker as they went into turn 2. Back marker just held the line. Oh, we got a car off. Got a car off big time there. Between turn 1 and 2, a car has spun out. We'll wait and see who drops out of the timing monitor, but can't quite pick it up there, unfortunately. But it looks like a little bit of issues there for one of the BMWs. As it's just spun out and unfortunately ended up on the inside of turn number 1. And how many times have we seen that happen? You basically just come out of turn 1, you put a wheel on the dirt, it kicks you out, and unfortunately you can't catch it, and then it basically throws you onto the inside wall, and that's exactly what's happened there with one of our contenders. We'll see who drops out of it as they come across the line. I think it possibly could be Matt Wadley or Shane Krobler. Meyer goes through. He's got no issues at all. Garbini has still got Jan Everstein in full effect right in his rearview mirrors. Oz Bagioni is through as well. Now just waiting for Cotwell. Here comes the 235. So Cotwell comes across the line. Then there's Rainier Smith just behind him. I'm just looking to see. It's yellow flags into turn 1. So there'll be double yellow flags coming out of turn 1. Cotwell has gone through. Rainier Smith has gone through. And looks like they might be slowing. Wonder if there's a possibility of a safety car. Safety car might be deployed, yeah. Safety car might be deployed because of where that car has been stuck. Just wait and see as we come across here. Let's have a look and see if we can pick up if there is a safety car board out. 171. Shane Krobler is there, so it's not him. I think there's safety car. Yeah, safety car. Yeah, it's definitely been deployed. So the 86 is on track and has picked up the leader, which is Andreas Meyer. I'm just looking to see who's dropped out of contention. I think it might be Nicholas Fisher. Nicholas Fisher, who's dropped to the back. Yeah, he's gone down 2 laps. Maybe Manny Ribera's in the 011 car. It's not the white one. Looks like a white car that might be stuck there in turn 1, but can't quite pick it up. We'll definitely pick it up now as, of course, the lap times come through. Here comes Meyer completing another lap under safety car. What's going to happen now is it's going to allow, of course, the concertina effect to happen here. And Garbini and Everstein might have a bit of a run at it here. We've completed 7 of the 10. So still some works to do and some laps to do. But also just to keep an eye on and also an indication as to what's going to possibly happen for a 2 or possibly even 1 lap sprint race. If it is the case, you're going to definitely see Garbini and Everstein have a go at Meyer. Andreas Meyer, of course, the champion from last year, will definitely be looking to retain that championship. Not the easiest thing to do in a very competitive class like this. So it's Meyer from Garbini, Everstein, Bagioni, Cotwell, Gualtieri, Cochrane, Reynolds, Gearing and Wadley. That's how they stand in the top 10 onto the back straight. See some modifications that have been done to that touring car of Andreas Meyer. Certainly working well for him. Interesting to see that the Lorero brothers, beg your pardon, were doing 101s around here, which is incredible in a BMW. Pity their cars didn't quite make it through to today's racing, but we'll definitely be looking to get back in racing as soon as possible. Krobler is 11. And you've got Nicholas van Zyl, Hapst, Van Son, and Rietveld. If we look at the way things stand in terms of the Class B is Meyer, Garbini, and Everstein. Class C is Cotwell from Gualtieri and Cochrane. Class D is Matt Wadley from Shane Krobler. And Class E at the moment being led out by Nicholas van Zyl. So nice to see that. That's how things go. Class C's, there we go. Cotwell, Gualtieri, Cochrane, Reynolds, Gearing, and Rainier Smith. And D's is Wadley, Krobler, and Varish Gunpath. Class E, Nicholas van Zyl, Crab Herbst, Van Son, Batty, Rietveld, and Manuel Rivera. Green lights and green flags. Down towards turn 1, and Andreas Meyer caught them all napping. Andreas Meyer now links on and disappears at the front end, and looks like with only possibly 3 laps to go, it's Meyer from Garbini. But Garbini now has got big pressure because now Everstein is a lot closer. And in fact, Bagioni is also very close there with Everstein, with the possibility of going through and overtaking for that 3rd spot. Meyer gets away at the back straight and disappears ahead of Garbini. Oh, it looks like no, Everstein has pulled ever so slightly away. Here's Gualtieri. Gualtieri had a big look at Bagioni into turn 4. Very big look there from Salvi Gualtieri. Looking for a chance possibly to dive through there on Cotwell. Cotwell just shut the door on Bagioni as well. In fact, Bagioni was the man who was going defensive big time into turn 4. The rest of the pack coming out of turn 2, heading up onto the back straight. Gunpath at the back end. Fisher and, of course, Manny Ribeiro fighting for honours here. Craig Herbst on the back straight as Andreas Meyer completes another lap. They're on to the last lap right now, and here goes Garbini. Garbini trying to return the favour to Everstein into turn 1. Woo! Very close there between the two of them. Everstein hangs on. Can he keep it all together for turn 2? Yes, he can. Jan Everstein late on the brakes for turn 2. Just been able to squeeze out Garbini before they came onto the main straight. So now Carlo Garbini dropped down into second place. Andreas Meyer leads out. And then it's Ian Cotwell in that 235i who hangs on for fourth place. Oz Bagioni, I think, might have got through on him. I didn't quite see that 130. Oh, Meyer's got a problem. The lead is slowed. Andreas Meyer with a problem now in the closing stages of the last lap. That safety car has cost him here. Maybe it's overheated or had a bit of an issue on the car, but definitely a problem there for Andreas Meyer. So Meyer now drops down to the tune of about 40 seconds, which has now given Jan Everstein the chance of the win. Let's see if it's going to be the silver car to come through here first, or is there a possibility of Garbini to get back through for the win? He basically led out until the safety car, and it is Everstein. Everstein's going to take it. Second win of the day goes to Jan Everstein. Garbini comes through for second place. Cotwell into third overall, but takes the win in Class C. So as they finish up there, Bagioni in fourth place. Salvi Gotteri coming through for a 5 spot. And then it's Troy Cochran, Neil Reynolds, and Rob Gearing. Andreas Meyer eventually going to come through here, possibly for, is it going to be the 9th place, or has he been able to get back across the line? Here he comes. Oh, that's just devastating. 11th place for Meyer. Out of the top 10 after an easy win in the first heat, and it looked like plain sailing in the second. Something must have gone wrong in the car while they were under safety car. And as soon as he put the power down and he got that one lap in, possibly, I don't know, overheating, maybe even an electrical issue. But some issues there, of course, for cars that were involved. Biggest car was Rainier Smith. That, of course, is the man who was running in the Ekurhuleni Metro Police colours. It's the anti-race unit, I think, has got it on the side of his car. It's quite cool. But Jan Everstein taking the win ahead of Carlo Garbini. And fastest lap of that race went to Garbini on a 1:08.047. Nice to see that. I think Everstein might have got... yeah, no, he didn't quite get there. Meyer got a 1:07. 1:07 dead there from Andreas Meyer, despite finishing up in 11th place at the end. But that brings us to the end of this part of our coverage, ladies and gents. Thanks again.